everybody, what's going on out there? This is Z-Dog, and I want to talk to you guys about the storage facility, the storage tower. Now, the storage tower has some very special qualities. Of course, you know that the storage tower stores stuff in your park, but if you're new to Dragonville, the storage unit is one of the most spectacular things that you can own. Now, it is very, very, very expensive to upgrade your storage tower to its fullest potential. It is. It costs a lot of gems. So what does it say here? With a few well-placed additions, this tower now has room for 75 items. It does not start off with 75 items. I think it starts off somewhere about 10 items, and then it goes up to like maybe 25, and then 50, and then 75, and I think you can get to 100, but it will cost. And I want to show you. I want to show you what that says right here. Look at the bottom screen on the. All right, so what I'm actually talking about here is currency. So I'm going to show you something real quick. All right, so hopefully this works out a little bit better for us to understand the storage tower. It has a first, second, third, and fourth upgrade. At the fourth upgrade, the storage tower design and its description is the same except for the number of slots in its item. Of course, why would it be any different? Connected to each other through lore. Okay, Dragon's lore set. That's not what I'm looking for. So let me see. Yeah. I'm going to go up in here. Give me a second. So, as we've already discussed. Okay, so at level 20 is whenever this is actually available. And then you can buy it for that price. That would be 2,718,281 XP. At storage slot starts off, I believe, storage capacity, it starts off at 10. To upgrade the first time costs 50. Second, to get 20 storage slots, it costs 100. To get this, the third, it costs 150. To get 40. And storage slot 50. 50 slots. However, that's not the max. So what they've done is they've actually went in and they've redone this. Now 200 was the last one that I actually paid. 200 gems was the last one I paid, but that was for phase 3. If I want phase 4, guys, it will cost me 400. So go back in there. So I'm doing this to give you an idea about that. So if you're new to this, expect to pay a lot. Bottom right, where it says storage tower, right below it, it says 400 gems. If I was able to do a 400 gems, it would literally allow me to go up to 100. Each time it cost between 25, 50, 75, 100, 150, 200, 300. and it just keeps on going up. So really interesting. But there's some unique qualities about the storage tower. Now, I want you to look at the very bottom number. The very bottom, on the very bottom, it says 4 out of 75. But I want you to also look at the fact that I've got 11, 13, 6, 3. So 11 and 13 is what? 24. Plus 6. That'd be 30. So I got 33 items in there inside of the storage unit. So the storage tower is very unique, and I'm going to show you what this does. I'm going to start putting this in. Now, I went out on my way the other day, and I bought a bunch of stuff during the Decorators Week, and, well, I went ahead and I just want to stow it all away. I need the room, and it's not yet Christmas, so I need to get rid of the Christmas stuff and put it away. Now, I don't know, for instance, how many it'll hold, but all this stuff, now look, now I'm doing candy cane, the singles, so now I'm, okay, these are done by 2s. There's 2s, 3s, and then there's the corners, so now it's just went up to 5 out of 75. So what they're saying is you can have multiple of one thing. So these are candy cane corners right here. So this counts as one item, but you can have a plethora of those and store them in under one item. Simply back to the upgrades for the storage tower. Max capacity is displayed for each. So we've already went up to 50, the 5th upgrade. Now most don't see it this way, but that's the 4th upgrade. Now there's a whole bunch of upgrades, okay? There really is. And we're talking over here on the right-hand side, gems to upgrade. So my last one was 300 to get 75 slots. Yeah, 75 slots cost me 300 gems. To get to level 7, the 6th upgrade will cost me 100. Will give me 100 slots, and it'll cost me 400 gems. The next one will be 500 gems. Next one 600, and then it jumps up and gives me 800, 1,000, 1,100. And it just keeps on going, guys. And eventually, the 23rd will give you 900 slots. Note, each one of these gives us certain stuff. Flags are stored by element type 3 times. Egg pedestals are 2 times with the air sonic. Anything stored in the tower will not count towards any maximum that may exist in the park. In other words, that's separate. This is some really important stuff, guys. But for the main thing that I'm trying to show you is that you can literally have yourself a plethora of items stored up. Into something here in a minute. Let me jump forward real quick. All right, so I got the candy cane stuff all put together. Look at 19 of 19. Should have actually been 20 of 20. Let me see something here. I think I actually put a couple out is what I did. But look what else I got. I got these fence lighting, the Christmas lights. So these are the corners right here. So we're going to store that away, right? It says I got 16 of these. So we're going to stow it away. Now I got 6 of 75. It's not counting anything against me. So I can have as many of these as I want, because you never know when you want to actually decorate your park. So having all this stored up, Decorators Week would be great to have all of this here. You can just stow it all away. You never know when you're actually going to need it for your park. And you see that? Now I got the side pieces to the Christmas lights. So we're going to stow that away, and it's 7 of 75. It's not counting against. Very interesting to have this. This is very important to have. Very important information to know about the storage unit, the storage tower. Try to do that again. So we're going to have all these in there. Look at that. My number is still 7 things out of 75. When you get into habitats count as 1. And you can't get as many habitats as you want, as far as I know. But I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. Let's see. Let's go here. We'll get a very small habitat, a basic habitat. Let's get a basic. I'll put it right here, right? Now let's stow that away. That'll be 9. Now let's do that again. And the reason why I'm using the plant is because it's so easy, it's so cheap. Now you ready? There's 2 of them. So you can. Everything, I guess you can do that. So, but I think with the habitats, there could be a limit to how many you can have. Then again, there may not be. So when you need it, and you got the availability of currency, go in there, especially during Decorators Week, Habitat, and Island Week, when they're having discounts on all that. When they have the discounts, go in, get your stuff, have an open spot, lay it out, and then start collecting, because you never know when you're actually going to need this stuff. Especially when it comes to habitats. You can always use extra habitats, because you're going to grow your park so big, it just keeps on going and going and going. All right, let me show you something over here. Find out where I'm at. There I am. I bought a whole bunch of these trees. Let's stow that away and stow that away. Let's go over here. Bring that up. I want to show you, got the plant habitats, and I got these trees in there, see? And each one of those trees, I can get as many of those as I want, and it'll be just fine. So guys, upgrade your storage tower. And remember, look at this. I've got all this stuff in there. And it's not even that. Eggs are individual. Eggs do not count like that. If you got a whole bunch of eggs, that does not count the same as decorations and habitats. Eggs are individual, and they count as 1. So if you've got like 20 eggs, then it'll be 20 out of 75. So be sure that you understand that. But the rest of this stuff, have at it, guys. Have at it. Until next time, guys, this is Z-Dog.